dog. Big dog in every day.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the best podcast you've never heard of. It's one for the weekend. So much to talk about. Champions League aplenty.
Yep.
We'll be diving into all of it. Spurs losing, Liverpool losing, the weekend that comes ahead. We've got very exciting Flames updates from our boy James Allen. There's also there's a few new things afoot. A one for the weekend Twitter
New
fan
things
page.
afoot.
Yeah. A one for the weekend fan Twitter page, which is the chat's doing quite well, and also a Gmail. One for the weekend live show, which may or may not happen.
It's like listening to your dad talk about technology.
He's just found about everything he can do.
Gmail.
all at once as well.
Joe, poor on the technical side that I create. So I've created a Gmail for a one for the weekend live show because we basically need to know how many people would come to a live show for the one for the weekend podcast.
I think you're approaching this with the wrong energy completely.
What do you mean?
If you build it, they will come.
The thing is, we need 60 people for the pub to say that we can do it.
If you build it.
So I just go to the bloke, yeah, it'll happen, don't worry, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'd rather not.
No, you say there will be 60 people there.
Yeah.
There will be 60 people there. And then...
Like Wayne's World.
Yeah.
It makes Wayne stop.
It's the power of positive thought. You're going, well, will there be, wouldn't be, we're not sure, we set up a Gmail account just in case. Wrong energy, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going there, I'm doing it regardless.
We'll just fill it up with a bunch of homeless people.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, so give them some...
I mean, there's enough of them. It's
give them
awful
food and drink.
Don't
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
It's an awful epidemic. It is.
Can't take. We need 60 people to do this live show. Might happen. It will be free, just to be clear.
What do you want to do? Get them to
So
email
my
you?
point is, all I need you to do, so can you put this along? Email onefortheweekendlive@gmail.com, link in the description, okay? Just go, I would come, as would X amount of my friends, and I'm over 18. That's all I need, for now.
Did it have to be over 18?
I just want numbers. Well, to get in the pub, I need to be, don't I?
No, there's no law against it.
And being in the pub?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's best if they're over 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if you're not.
So what's going to be in this live show? What are we going to do?
We're fair. Well, let's just build it.
And they will come.
Make sure they come, and then you'll find out. This podcast this week is sponsored by
Hey, will he be there?
Big Dog.
Big Dog!
Big Dog.
Big Dog in every day.
All right, Big
But
Dog.
no-
This guy's such a big dog,
Yeah.
right? That his Twitter, Tav on the ones and twos, everybody. Tav's Twitter broke down. The DMs broke down because he got so many
That's not true.
No, it is true.
It is true.
It is.
Were you or were you not able to get on your DMs on Twitter? Answer that question, yes or no.
It was done for like 4 days, yeah.
4 days
4
of
days.
just too much heat.
And it wasn't like, oh, my phone's broken. You went on a laptop, same thing, couldn't do it. Because so many,
Twitter just looked at it and going, Jesus, this guy is getting a lot of punani.
Yeah.
Just shut me down.
Let's
Yeah.
shut him down.
Oh yeah, he's getting.
But what I'm saying,
just so many nude pics. It's
So
just
what-
like let's just suspend this.
Let's
for a
check
week.
that these are all above
Yeah.
legal.
But he's back.
But no, at the live show, we're going to have like a board, like a screen that he's going to sit behind.
Yeah.
And you'll just hear his voice.
Yeah, but
But
it's just like a small.
box so no one can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a small square. that's blocking his face, so you can see the rest of him, so he can do the ones.
I'll just wear a balaclava.
This could be, like Subtract or something. This could be like one of the weirdest nights of our lives.
Could be.
Because I can imagine a whole room just going, ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
Just something I've never actually done.
Tammy, don't lie.
No, you're a liar.
You're
You
lying.
guys have built this up, and there's like.
Tammy, you are the big dog.
He's a big dog! Big dog in every day. No, listen. He, like, what I'm talking to, he does this all the time.
Yeah. It's irritating. It's irritating.
It does, that's why I left. Part of the reason why I left.
I've never done this once.
Right, let's talk football because this podcast is sponsored this week. Always give it sponsored. By those guys at 888.com, and in particular, they've been doing some unpopular opinion videos on their channel. Any that have caught your eye, Flav?
I liked because it's flammable, isn't it? Adam McCullough gave a a very hot take. A very hot take.
Calm takes on the way, but this
This is a
kick off
hot
with
take,
take.
and he said Henderson is the worst worst captain. What did he say? His ability to play football.
Let's show him a clip. We'll show you a clip right now.
If Liverpool ever win the league with Jordan Henderson as captain, Jordan Henderson has to go down as the worst captain to ever touch that Premier League trophy. And I'm even including Wes Morgan.
If you want to watch the whole video, there's a link in the description right now. Click on it and give your view on it. Is Jordan Henderson, if he wins a Premier League title, will he be the worst Premier League captain?
I don't want to set fire to our comments and turn people off One for the Weekend podcast by giving a really hot take, but he ain't far off the worst.
Oh my God.
Well, he ain't. And I don't think it's because he's a horrible footballer. I think people consider him to be.
If you think though,
it's just the way he moves is a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, Alex Ferguson didn't sign Jordan Henderson because of he had a strange gait, and they thought that would lead to injuries in the latter stages of his career. So that's why they didn't sign him.
And I think if you look at what's happening this season at Liverpool, is like you don't drop your captain if he isn't good enough.
That's a good point, you know.
And he's been dropped consistently. He's not good enough to play.
Rotated, I would say.
Okay.
I would say
you would say rotated. I'd say he's dropped because you don't rotate your captain.
Yeah.
Where what other club?
That's true.
When does Harry Kane get rotated?
yeah.
Harry or
Fuck, it's a good point.
Rio Ferdinand. When did he ever get rotated?
Well,
Henderson is rotated because he isn't the best mid. He's easily not in the top 3 best midfielders at Liverpool. So he shouldn't even be the one picking up the trophy if they do win it.
Who should it be?
I don't know, like Salah or
Mane or something.
Mane, like that.
Do you know what? Because it's a good point. If you add some nuance to it, which we do brilliantly on this podcast, if you look at it, the captain is the guy.
Yes.
And this is the guy of the team.
Yeah.
So
what's he doing on the bench?
I was going to say, because we knew we were going to chat about this for a second, I was going to say, everyone get over there and comment and say that Jordan Henderson isn't going to be the worst captain ever to lift the Premier League.
What we now say.
But I actually, you've done me there. You've done me there because, I'm a Hendo fan. People know that about me.
Don't call him Hendo. Not his mate.
I love
Shit,
Hendo.
that's me.
Right? But if you're the guy of the team, I don't know. So everyone, head over to that video. You can watch the whole video right now. And comment below. First of all, say One for the Weekend sent you here. Secondly, I'm intrigued to know, is Hendo the best? No, is Hendo the worst or not? Basically saying.
Well, there's Wes Morgan.
Get involved. Well, McCullough uses that as an example.
But
McCullough, people like Wes Morgan. People like Wes Morgan. But Wes Morgan was one of the guys of the team.
And that was a freak season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't count really. Leicester win the league shouldn't really even be acknowledged because
I think the important thing is their importance to the team, as much as anything.
And they were really important.
Do you know what I'd like to know as well? If there is a worse captain than Henderson that has lifted the Premier League title, let us know in the comments of that.
And McCullough in this video, you can see the glee and passion at which he's talking about it.
There's a lot of sadness in that as well, though.
Why?
Because that's all he's got.
He's angry.
Right now.
Lashing
That's all
out.
he's got. Reasons to listen. Patrick MG, just checking in. Very wholesome pod this week, fellas. Keep it up. Last week it was wholesome. This week will not be so.
Right.
Because there's some, homoerotic pictures is back.
I love that.
For one. And and some naughty Flames advice as well.
Someone got very angry with us, didn't they? Did you see the comment?
No?
Was it Twitter?
What? About what?
I think they messaged me directly about he didn't like the homoerotic stuff.
Really?
He said, I came here 2 years ago for the football. Now I'm watching 2 gay bows.
Sure. What? So a reason to listen to the end. Gay bows. Reason to listen to the end.
I like that.
It's very subtle this week. Very subtle. The podcast is also on iTunes. Another link in the description. Go and subscribe and review and rate. Here's a couple of reviews that people have written down this week. Interesting and funny as always.
Huh?
It's fine. OTBC 97.
This wasn't
You
listening.
can't beat it. Usually I consume my podcast via the app, so it's audio only, but I make sure I tune in on to One for the Weekend solely so I can look at the handsome faces of James and Flav, Dulcet Toes, and decent chat, Viva La Ball Street, and Hummingbird6666. I only just found the podcast. Love it. Can't stop listening. Slowly making my way through the old episodes while I revise for my A-levels. Piers Tanvir sounds like just like Bobby Seagull. Who's Bobby Seagull?
The homeless guy outside.
I don't know.
It can't be that.
That's too niche, isn't it?
That is really niche. If anyone watching this knows
I
who,
understand what that is, yeah.
I understand what Bobby Seagull means to us. Because that's really weird. If it's just if you understand what that means to us, post it in the comments below. Because we're just curious.
Do you know who Bobby Seagull is? That is the ultimate Ball Street fan that knows who Bobby Seagull is.
Yeah, and I don't think there's enough of. There isn't many of them.
Surely not.
So
Anyway, let's talk about Liverpool and Barcelona last night's game. You came in with a smile on your face. Excited to talk about that.
Of course.
Let's we can dive into that. Can I kick off with the calm take that I said to you before? I was going to say, and I'm not sure if it's a calm take or not. Calm take.
Yes.
Messi was poor last night. I've had a bit of time. I did a reaction video on my channel,
That is,
and I was talking about Messi, and I said he's unstoppable. Correct. But he was quite poor last night when I've had time to reflect on it. Let me explain.
That isn't a can't take then.
Let me explain, okay?
Oh.
Let me explain.
Jim, you.
Let me explain. Sam.
You're being banned for using that word.
What
Yeah.
can't take?
Because it's not.
Let me explain.
You're
He
the
was poor
person,
last
you're the person
night.
who created calm takes, and you have the shittest calm takes.
Let me explain.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
on.
First goal, played no part in it. First goal for Barcelona, played no part in it. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Second goal, the ball's hit the crossbar and just fallen straight to him. So he gets a goal for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you could say he was good positionally to.
And how he took that on his chest off the crossbar. That's calm.
So that was going to be my final sort of small print point.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll come back to that. So second goal,
What about one of the best free kicks we've ever seen?
I've seen Stuart Pearce do the same thing.
Mate, it couldn't have been possibly more top bins than it
Mate,
is.
it was amazing. It was amazing, right?
Yeah.
He is incredible. Everyone knows I'm a Messi fan, right?
Are you?
But it's one kick.
So
It's calm take. That is a calm take.
That's not a calm
It's
take.
one kick, right?
But no, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a calm take in terms of the way, you've seen free kicks scored like that before by lesser players.
He created one chance in the game.
It wasn't just about the chances though. It's about all the space he opened up.
Yeah.
He does do that. I get that. But
Is it because the level that's been set by him? Is that why you're saying he's poor? Because he wasn't poor. Like if fucking what's his name, Ali Fowlin had a game like that last night, you'd be raving about him because the level.
no. So this is why I say he was poor last night. Is because
Poor on what level though? Give it
Like, what
give
was
some
he
poor for
foundation.
him.
Poor
It's poor for him
Oh
because
my God.
this is
But he wasn't. But fine.
Yeah, but what, you wanted to score a hat trick, 4 goals?
no.
in the semi-final.
You're being. I heard Guillaume Balaguer say this, and I thought this was really good. He went. Some people that sometimes there can be a dictatorship of the result, right? And what he was saying by that was that in the game, Liverpool were unlucky in the game.
Yeah, they played well.
Okay, they played very, very well, but people will go, "Oh, they lost 3-0." There was comments in my video, someone going, "Hang on, Man United lost 3-0 last." He has a southern accent, whoever it is. We lost 3-0 to Barcelona, and everyone's saying we were a disgrace. These guys do it, and the media hype, blah 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 blah. It's not. That's nonsense, right? The two performances were completely different. And so coming back to Messi scores 2 goals. One is a belter of a goal, agreed. Okay, but apart from that, he didn't dominate the game like he has done a million times before.
Fine, but he wasn't poor.
I thought he was.
I
poor.
feel like he had a really a good
He
game.
had a good game.
He drew loads of fouls. He opened up so much space.
He was fine. He was
He
fine.
was actually the only one in the Barcelona team that had a good game.
Okay.
The rest of them were pretty average.
At Messi standard, if you're thinking like,
So what are you going to add caveat until we say yes?
What is Messi standard like?
Messi standard is, like when everyone just melts down on Twitter afterwards,
Yeah.
literally ejaculates
That's
onto
what everyone.
Twitter.
That's what everyone did on Twitter last
Yes,
night.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it wasn't a
Right.
performance worthy of that.
All right. I don't care.
Do you disagree?
I don't-
You're literally just going to keep going until
I'm not.
you say otherwise.
Yes, we disagree. We thought you had a good game. You thought you had a poor game. There's no how many caveats you can add to it until we agree. We're never going to agree that he had a poor game. No one in the world thinks that apart from you.
Well, I did ask on Twitter for some calm takes on Lionel Messi.
Go on.
So let's see what the
These
people
will
have
be good.
said. Do you not agree with what I said though? Do you know what that was the final point I was going to say?
No.
The description, the best thing he did in the game, the most audacious, incredible thing that he did in the game, was take a touch for the second goal. He chested it down. Why is he chesting it down? Any other player in the world goes, just nods it in, goes, oh my God, I can't believe you literally just put the ball on a plate. All I've got to do is nod it back into the goal. And he took a touch.
What were you?
That's sick.
Oh, right.
That is amazing.
I couldn't tell where.
That is amazing. But free kick's a free kick. If Coutinho scores the same 2 goals, no one's shitting their pants like they are.
Well,
am I right?
Messi scored 8 direct free kicks this season. 8. Most players don't score 8 goals in a season, let alone 8 direct free kicks. So the fact that he's consistently doing it shows that it's not just another free kick.
That is. Well, it is just another free kick by exactly what you're saying, because he scored 8.
What I'm saying is that it's about consistency of doing it that makes it special.
I love Messi. I just don't.
I don't think he for the record, I don't fucking love Messi.
Because Liverpool dominated that game. Generally.
Dominated the game.
I wouldn't
Pretty
say
much.
they did. No. I'd say it was end to end.
They were good.
And Barca had way more chances.
They held their own. They held their own.
Right, I've gone too far. Again, in terms of the context of Barcelona playing at home against anyone, Liverpool did miles better than most teams do against.
Not better than Tottenham, though, did they? Someone got a 1-1 draw out there.
I reckon you're taking this supporting Liverpool thing a bit too far.
Yeah, it's just...
Whoa. I'm not supporting Liverpool. I'm rooting for Liverpool. Very different. And I'm going to do a video on my channel explaining it.
Right, fine. Can I ask you something? Spurs and Liverpool are still in this competition, right? Who would you rather win? Liverpool or Tottenham?
Spurs.
Really?
Yeah.
He's saying that because you're here.
I know.
No, it's Spurs. It's Spurs, you never won it. And I will explain exactly why. I can add that into my video if you want me to.
Okay.
I can answer that perfectly.
So if we get Liverpool in the final and we score, you will celebrate with me?
Yeah.
We will celebrate if Liverpool score against Spurs? Are you just going to celebrate football?
No.
Unless he's in Loz, he'll celebrate with Loz.
Yeah, but you're
I'm gonna go with Loz. No, I honestly don't think I would. I think, and again, I support QPR. Cut to me. I support QPR. I've had a season ticket since 2002 at QPR. I support QPR. I'll explain why I'm rooting for Liverpool in a video on my channel. But if it got to a Champions League final between Spurs and Liverpool, I would root for Spurs.
Good.
And not just because of you.
Why?
For other reasons as well.
Which will be explained in your video?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Other calm takes on Messi, as everyone's... he's probably the best in the world, isn't he? Should we talk? No.
He's the best player ever to play football. My dad, I was talking to him last night, and he said he's seen everybody, grew up.
Did he start by going, thing is, Gal? Did he say thing is, Gal?
Thing is, I watched Maradona, and he was all right. But this Messi bloke, he's ridiculous.
Messi bloke.
Yeah.
Messy. This Messi bloke, he's the one.
My dad had been drinking whiskey last night.
Oh.
Just sitting there on the sofa, a couple of Glenfiddiches.
What?
Glenfiddich.
That's a whiskey, is it?
Yeah. And he went, bye Liverpool. have a good journey home. At the telly.
Left forward into the telly.
I was like, Dad, you're right. He just fucking hate Liverpool.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how close you get, they still can't hear you.
Yeah. Have a good journey home, you cunts. Can we say that?
Yeah, we'll beep it.
I mean, you've literally said it.
So James said, secretly trained by Sam Allardyce. Absolute shithouse. It's not calm take. Nice try there, James. Elliot Wyman, just a bit good, ain't he? But is he good?
No, that's...
He's good, but is he good?
Yeah. He's the GOAT.
Got.
A guy's saying hashtag Levy out. Messi doesn't need to come to the Premier League to prove he can do it here. He has 26 goals against the current top 6 of England, but people are worried if he can do it against Burnley at Turf Moor. Hashtag can't take. It's not can't take.
No, no one thinks that he couldn't do it in the Premier League. No one thinks that, do they? Let's just be clear.
I think people have let that go now.
Yeah, they know that he could definitely do it.
Yeah, I mean, what? No, that's amazing.
Could he break down Burnley? Who knows?
Yeah.
Here's one. Spinach Colour Joey. Man United did a much better job of stopping him at Old Trafford. And if Liverpool were willing to sacrifice half their team, then they might have succeeded in crowding him out. But that is not our game, and rightly so. Fabinho fought gamely at times, but at times he was made to look like he wasn't there.
Perhaps that's why Liverpool don't win trophies. Because the game management's poor. Going toe-to-toe with Barcelona is admirable, but it ends up in what could have been a 4 or 5-0 defeat.
Yeah,
And the tie's over. If it had been a little bit more conservative and tried to counter Barcelona, would they have got better results? But that's a calm take,
Who
Jim.
cares about trophies though? When you've got so many points, doesn't matter.
That's loaded. Just for the record, Liverpool made that game last night. They made it as exciting as it was, and I very rarely sit down and really enjoy a game of football. But I really enjoyed that last night, and it was because of their gung-ho attitude and willingness to take Barcelona on their own game. 20-30 minutes in the second half, they were much the better side than Barcelona. They reduced Barcelona to really rudimentary mistakes that you don't expect to see. And they pulled that Barcelona team apart at times.
They unsettled them, which you don't see with Barcelona.
Yeah, they looked flustered on the ball, and it was only Messi that had any kind of composure when he had it. Rakitic, I thought, wasn't great, and that was down to the way they played. Busquets was good.
He's good on the ball.
Yeah, his movement, he seems a bit static to me. And I know that's I'm being hypercritical here because he's class, but...
Do you know what I think the problem is for him and Barcelona is that it's not moved on, but it's evolved elsewhere. So this Barcelona team at the moment can still do it because they've got Messi.
Yeah.
But
what happens when he's gone?
Yeah, and also I think it was the first time I went, right, I get it why everyone's going, oh, Busquets is probably going to get phased out and they're going to put Frenkie de Jong in because he's got the pace and the stamina to deal with all the sort of hard pressing sides that are out there now. Yeah. Busquets is starting to look just a little bit leggy.
Yeah.
Which is just because the game's kind of moved forward a little bit as much as anything else.
I was really confused last night because I don't watch Barcelona that often. And I didn't tell anyone, but in my head I went through this process and thought, oh, you're a fucking idiot. I was like looking, and Busquets is back in the team, and I'm looking at the team sheet. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? And then I'm looking at the bench.
Oh, that's the worst throw of the cup you've ever done.
and then I was like, oh, and it was like Sergio. I was like, why do people do that? If you have Busquets, you have Busquets in the back. Fucking don't fuck about.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Unless there's Deli does it.
That's all right when he does it though, yeah.
Well, his is because he's fallen out with his biological. He doesn't want to use biological.
Maybe Busquets.
Maybe Busquets has had the same thing. Mm. You're very quick to judge.
Yeah, you're
very
right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of quick to judge, I was thinking about Dele Alli the other night.
Hang on, one thing. Liverpool got a fountain to climb if they want to get. If I want to get through to the next.
Oh God.
Liverpool have got a fountain to climb if they want to get through.
Not funny.
No.
That was a wet joke, man.
Oh. It's a pun.
Should we talk about that?
Yeah,
let's
talk
also
about
a pun. Wet
Why are you giddy to talk about that?
The guy got wet.
Why are you giddy to talk about that? It's racist and disgusting.
What do you mean? Hang on, where's the racism thing coming from?
They were saying stuff about like Mr. Miyagi stuff to the guy afterwards. And why they I don't know why they've picked on him. Pushed him into the fountain.
It wasn't just.
It's not they actually. It's one guy. Isn't it?
Yeah.
What's embarrassing? What's embarrassing if you're a Liverpool fan is you the other people that were there have laughed that off.
No one helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is an embarrassment, and he's drunk, and he might, if he's, you would hope, and that's offering an olive branch. You'd hope he's really disgusted and embarrassed with himself.
No, he won't be.
He probably won't be.
But
everyone around there, someone needs to step up and go. What the fuck are you doing?
It wasn't just that guy. Mm. There was another one. It happened a couple of times.
Oh, really? Or he pushed someone else. Sorry.
No,
as well.
And I don't know if it was the same guy.
Right.
I don't know. We don't know. Why did you think I wanted to talk about it like it was a good thing?
Because we're going. Yeah, let's talk about it.
No, I just like it. Obviously, I like the fact that Liverpool kind of have a holier than thou attitude. And there's two things that came up that I noticed last night, and I understand where that comes from. Sometimes it comes from a lot of the stuff we've talked about before about being subjectified and removed and treated like you're not part of the greater country and all that shit. But it just showed their fans all others have an element of absolute idiocy in them. And the other thing was the Twitter account. This Twitter account, so I retweeted it because I had to. Let me just get it here. It was after, because what's his name scored? Who's the arsehole? Suarez scored and celebrated.
Yeah.
And I was watching it. It was like, he does not give a fuck. Like he's actually celebrating. He doesn't.
You do still have that moment, don't you, where you go, oh.
And do you remember? Do you remember how Liverpool fans defended him and treated him?
Yeah.
After he was, it was proved that he's a racist.
He made a racist comment. Yeah.
Well, if you say it 8 times, that makes you a racist. Okay.
I didn't know that.
You say it once, it's like,
I didn't know
it was a
there
joke,
was
it wasn't wrong context. You kind of think, all right, we'll give him the benefit of doubt. If you say the same thing 8 times in a row.
Yeah, because that goes past the 6-time threshold.
Yeah, that's right. So this is what Liverpool Twitter is like sometimes. I'll send this over so you can.
Or any Twitter as well, right?
Huh?
Or are you saying specifically Liverpool?
No, Liverpool Twitter is especially bad.
Okay.
Honest apologies to Evra. Honest apologies to Evra. Luis Suarez is actually inexcusably disgraceful to the game, mate. Sorry to Evra. If this is how he treats his ex-team, he definitely did mean what he said to the United fan in a racist connotation.
Wait.
Like, so now, not because you're excusing it now because he celebrated against you. You say, well, actually, no, he is a racist. Sorry.
He's more racist now than he was when he was actually racist.
Well, now you're willing to. That actually makes you a pretty fucking terrible human being. That apology makes you look worse.
Yeah.
That
is all football fans, though. That is all football fans.
No.
There's a comment in my video yesterday. Someone go. First of all, he's watched a bit and he's gone, how can you say Gomez had a good game? How can you say it? Albel's getting past him all the time. And I thought, okay. And then I looked down a bit further down going, haha, so fun. Same guy, haha, so funny. People thinking we won't prove you wrong. Hang on. I just said one of your players played well, and you've had a go at me for saying that, and then you've then gone, you're lost, mate. What is going on in your mind?
I found a delightful Twitter account. Is a lady, a Spurs supporting lady, and she is fucking crazy. Like you read her tweets during the game, and you know as the game's getting worse, her tweets get more and more vicious, and she's not atting anybody. You just send them out,
yeah.
And they're like direct at the players, like Pochettino, bottle job mug, because and this is Spurs. I was like, what are you getting out of this? You clearly hate watching football.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. But what I would say about the bloke, the fountain, like that shit happens. I've seen horrendous. Not so much. I haven't seen that much at Tottenham, although Tottenham's definitely got an element in it. At Spurs, there was a bloke saying racist stuff to the Ajax goalkeeper at a game. Yeah, and he got battered and thrown out.
What, he got beat up?
Yeah, he got beaten up.
Brilliant. Not brilliant.
No, it's fucking brilliant.
Do you know
that's what I'm saying. I don't have an issue with anybody saying anything. Like, you can say whatever you want in a free country. You can say whatever you want. Be as racist, offensive as you want, but you've got to be prepared for the consequences. And in this instance, the bloke got beaten up.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But you've got to deal with the consequences, but I guess in some states, those same comments can be part of your... You might want some of the consequences. There are people that are very aggressive and say those kind of things and don't face consequences, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you don't know when it's coming.
Do you know what I would say about it is I all the Chelsea stuff, and I've had experiences of seeing Chelsea fans be pretty vile.
Yeah.
I'm from Surrey, so often there's a lot of Chelsea fans on that train back to Surrey if I go from London or wherever, and you hear people saying stuff and it's outrageous. And then the stuff the other week, the chanting about Salah, again it was Chelsea, and Sterling earlier in the season, again it was Chelsea, and I was like, that's just Chelsea in my head, in my football fan head. But these other things that happen, it just highlights that if you you almost need to take away this you support this team, you support this team. It is what it is, and it's embarrassing for whoever it is. So those Liverpool fans that think that their club is and their fans are better than another group's fans, you're not. because you'll get let down by 3 or 4 people, just like Chelsea fans will, just like Millwall fans will, just like any club.
Did you see the news report from that woman who works at Liverpool Echo? She did a live reporting.
Right.
When
like me in Marseille.
Yeah, but you had actually something to talk about. She clearly didn't. She basically, can we play it?
Yeah,
I'll find it. I'll send it over to her. She's reporting because the night before the police had come in and removed all Liverpool fans from a square at, I don't know, whatever time it was, 10 o'clock. And she reported it like she was on the front line in Syria. The police have come in and they've moved all of the Liverpool fans out of the screen. And now, and you can hear the Liverpool fans are singing, they don't mind, they're cracking on. But they've given us no reason why they've moved us on. And it was like, mate, there's not a story here. What the fuck are you talking? And the actual truth is that it's a noise thing. It's a residential area, so you're not, groups can't congregate, sing and act like dickheads that football fans do when they go abroad.
And unfortunately, the only way of doing that is by creating, because I think I've seen footage of this, there's like a line of policemen and then they have to try and walk to kind of...
Yeah, and then some wagons, so it looks intimidating. Yeah,
but it happened in Euro 2016 in France everywhere.
It happens everywhere. But you don't, like, it's not... No one's talking about it because it's not an issue. It's like, yeah, we're being really loud. Someone's trying to get sleep to go work. Like,
we're being forced to go into pubs here. It's going to be at least €6.
They've come and they're pushing us away, and and it's the way she's sitting there. She's looking really kind of het up, and I'm like.
One fan said to me, he's scared of what he might do because if they put the menu in front of him, he's going to buy something. And he's already spent 30 quid today.
And his wife is fucking going mental. It's just, I'll tell you what though, calm take.
Ooh,
Spurs. We're going to win the Champions League.
No, come on. Just like if I'm getting heat for my calm takes, that's the worst calm take ever. That's worse than, that's far worse than Messi's poor.
Champions!
So you lost 2-0, 1-0, 2-0?
We lost 1-0. Mate, Ajax are so good.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes, I was like, we're going to get pumped.
You shut the bed though as well.
We couldn't play them. What can you do? We played
Couldn't get the ball off them.
Couldn't get it off them. They were like, it was just like bang, 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 bang.
It literally just looked like a passing drill.
Yes.
You guys are just the piggies in the middle.
It was like standing and it's like, fuck, it's gone. I couldn't even keep up with my eyes.
To be fair, if they scored that one goal with like the 2 dummies at the same time, that would have been such an amazing goal.
And it was just like a simple and our police, we've got like Vertonghen and Alderweireld, and those were good defenders.
Yeah.
They were getting ripped a new arsehole, and it was in part Pochettino's fault.
He got the formation wrong, didn't he?
Absolutely, and he changed it. And we'll come on to that. But yeah, I was like, this is incredible, and I just thought, look, sometimes you sit down and you think.
is that what you think?
Sometimes. Sometimes you just sit down and you think.
I'm glad it took you that long to think of
that one. Sometimes you just think, teams like you just got to look back and applaud it. And
you just got to look back and belch. I mean, sometimes.
But Pochettino looked at it, saw his mistake, and like, we're all gonna drink the Sissoko Kool-Aid now.
Oh my God. The guy, and he's probably got a groin injury, probably still playing with a groin injury.
Yeah.
And trust me, my groins are made of wood. It's not easy going on, and you can be hesitant, and especially in a defensive sense where you don't control how your body needs to move. You've got to go with whichever way the ball's going. He came on and went, "It's all right, guys. It's all right, guys." And like, who's it? Who's in midfield? Wanyama and who else was in midfield?
Well, it's just Wanyama.
Oh yeah, Ericsson.
Diamond.
Yeah. But they're all just going.
Just save us. Just
panicking.
Yeah.
And he's like, guys, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He was so good.
What is like? And so now you know what I've been saying.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Like, but you saw us without him, and then you saw us with him.
And do you know what? Great on the ball. Great on the ball.
And
there's a bit where he drove through and then just played this little side pass to someone. I thought,
hold on. And the thing is like, it's not. it's not even a joke, and it's not even because the bar was so low before for him, and it was, and he benefited from that because we kind of looked at anything he did well as a good thing. So now it's just like he's crucial to us playing well, and if he plays in the second leg, and we've got a chance. We've got a chance of beating Ajax.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of worked them out to some degree.
I agree.
And while we didn't play nearly well enough to win the game, we did turn that what was the absolutely beautiful fluid performance at Ajax, and we disrupted them.
If you'd got a draw, you would have got. Everyone would have gone.
I after the game, I was like, we're going through. And
I think you will go through.
And I'm still convinced we will go through.
I do. I agree, because I think the first what happened was Spurs, they believed the hype on two things, on how good Ajax were and how tired you were. And because you were so depleted.
And Ajax hadn't played football the weekend either.
Yeah. And so, they came out, everyone's excited about them, they've got no fear, and you gave them far too much respect with the formation that you played. And not even just the formation you played, how you used the ball after that as well. You weren't on the front. Danny Rose was probably the only player who played on the front foot in that first half, and the only player who looked like he had a bit of energy. But once you went, oh, hang on, no, like we're okay, we're decent, and went to that back four and went at them a little bit more, you had the same problem that Liverpool had, that your star striker's missing. Or even, Son. Llorente, who I thought played quite well, actually.
Well, we were so direct that he just held the ball. Every time we played it direct, he'd done brilliantly.
In an attacking sense, though, it was really clunky, I thought, because like he would win his headers or whatever, but Dele Alli wasn't kind of in tune with him, or, again, Moura as well. There was quite a few times where you see it a lot in Championship football, because you see a lot more of, like, the big guy and all that. But flicking it on, the player who can be smart enough to gamble and understand it, that's a lot harder than people think. And I don't think Dele Alli was.
But it's such a huge gamble as well, especially if you play a 4-4-2, you get away with it because your roles are there. That's your job. The archetypal big man, little man, crouched and all that kind of thing. Their only commitment is to their other player. Whereas, and if you've got two banks of four that mop up any mistakes, but with 4-2-3-1 or a diamond, if someone gambles and tries to go past the forward or break the line, then there's huge gaps left.
Yeah.
So sure. I doubt you see it that often. But you're right. In order to play direct like that, you have to.
If you're going to use him, you might as well do that, and you might as well.
I don't think
Moura might as well be the one that gambles.
I don't think it was the plan to play it that way. That's the most direct I've ever seen Pochettino play. But it was clear from about 10 minutes that we were, every time the ball went to Llorente, he managed to hold it up because De Ligt isn't the same size and couldn't cope with his strength.
Can I say something to you? Can I apologise?
What?
Because, and not in a wider sense, but in that game in particular, Trippier was terrible. His confidence is really low, isn't it?
He's
because his thing is crossing, his delivery.
I've defended him for so long, but he's so.
It was crap.
I do not want that so bad.
He's so far below what we need. He's not direct enough.
Thing is, for someone like him, he's a right back where his delivery and passing is his asset, and if his crossing isn't good enough, he's offering nothing because he hasn't got the pace he doesn't dribble, and he hasn't got the pace. So when he's playing, and that was a game that he could have been great in that game because you got Llorente there. The main aim is to get there was a lot of opportunities where he got the ball and looked to put the cross in. Yeah. Some of his free kicks were okay in the first half. Alderweireld should have scored at least once, but his crosses in open play were really bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah. Apparently he's on the market. £40 million. I'd love him if he goes to United.
A couple of quick...
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Going to United.
Hey, honestly, this is my message to the Man United board. Sack him now, you're wasting your time. The longer you keep him at the club, the more time is being wasted. I'm going to ask you a question, right? And you got to answer yes or no. No caveats. And one for you as well, big dog. Right? No! Would Sissoko have improved Barcelona's performance last night?
Would he improve their...
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
He would have done.
Yeah.
I mean, Vidal was pretty good, but sure, why not?
Vidal did... he played Sissoko's role, but just not as well as Sissoko would have done it.
Yeah.
What, you think Sissoko would have played that better than Vidal?
I think Sissoko is better than Vidal. I think
Vidal's hair is it's an abomination.
he looks like an utter pleb.
Makes him aerodynamic.
No, it does. It makes him look like an egg.
Do you think that he's worth more money because he has loads of tattoos and a weird look?
I've always believed in that theory, Flav. You know that.
So if
I had that with David Luiz. Certain hairstyles will get you further in the game.
Edgar Davids,
Sure.
because of glasses.
Valderrama was average. I don't know. David Luiz, I do. He is good.
Yeah,
Is he good?
Is he good?
Yeah.
He's good. But like, all I'm saying, if Ericsson or Coutinho had tattoos all over their face and everything, they'd be worth another £10 million in the transfer fee.
Yeah.
Because we're all idiots.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if Andy Robertson wasn't Scottish, people would be losing their minds.
If he wasn't Scottish,
Yeah.
I think he's had to do more because he is Scottish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
I agree.
So if he was like Brazilian,
Yeah, people would like losing their minds.
yeah, it's just like next
So
to the
good.
kid. He is brilliant.
Basically, I was looking for a link into this story. Rio Ferdinand to be the new director of football at Manchester United.
This is a calm take.
This is just something else
That's
that I
it.
wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you think? He's on the short list. We can get the big dog in on this one as well. He's one of several candidates, apparently.
Why?
Paul Mitchell was another one, who's the RB Leipzig
He's also at Spurs.
dude.
He was at Spurs.
He was at Spurs, he was at
He-
Southampton.
He got
yeah.
bombed out.
Got bombed out what? Not good enough?
He signed the Janssen.
I mean, I'd rather have him than Rio Ferdinand. What
He signed
experience
Janssen.
does he fucking have?
That's amazing. That's how bad a signing can be. That the director loses his job off one signing.
Well, you're
He scored last
expecting
week.
Huh?
He nearly scored last
You-
week.
you
Great
ex-
little header.
You're expecting a club to pay £17 million. You have to get that right. £17 million. So you're employed, and your job is to convince the club. I went, right, how much money have we got? All right, I want you to spend £17 million on this bloke from AZ Alkmaar or wherever the fuck.
But if you say it like that, anything sounds like a big number, doesn't it?
just saying,
60p.
no.
It's going to cost you 60p.
But what I'm saying is, of course, you live and die by how good your signings are.
17 million is not a lot for a striker these days.
No, it isn't, but it's a lot for an absolute garbage footballer.
I don't think he's really been given a chance.
Yeah, apparently he had like these developed. Paul Mitchell developed this black thing called the black box.
This black thing called the black box.
Did I say that? And the where it's this room just full of tellies, and he can bring up any player at any time. Just look by this massive database. So I want to watch Valderrama in 1978 or whatever it was. That's a stupid example, but like
It's a really bad example.
I want to Dele Alli at MK Dons. He's at MK
James
Dons,
Walker, the Wembley
and they just type it in, and then it will give him a highlight reel and then full matches.
Wow.
It's this thing that he developed.
Maybe he should have just gone on YouTube, innit?
Yeah.
YouTube highlights.
But back to Rio Ferdinand. 455 games for the club. You know, he won 6 Premier League titles, Champions League and 2 League Cups.
Right.
Is he a good shout for director of
Absolutely
football?
not.
Thoughts?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Mate,
Absolutely not. Why
what
not?
is he going to bring to that job role?
He's an entrepreneur.
Maybe, what, so he's going to give him one of his fucking hats with a new signing?
Is that the fresh kid? Is that?
No, it's one of those fucking shitty 5 hats.
Which you couldn't wait to bloody have when we met him.
Yeah, that's because I met him and he gave me one of those fucking hoodies personally. I was like, yeah, cheers, son, mate.
Yeah, and you wore it.
And I wore it to the gym. It's
Can you
all
do
right
his
in the gym,
lip?
actually.
I think it's a bit it's a bit wobbly and like it's about to melt.
Not bad. That wasn't bad, was it?
Um,
I don't think it'd be the worst idea. Here's why. Because when
That was
and
really
there's a video on the Bull Street channel, which has got loads of views, and it's about Rio Ferdinand on leadership.
It actually has got loads of views.
Yeah, it has, yeah. It was a fantastic piece that
Yeah,
me
it
and
was.
Tanvir went and did with
Well done.
Rio. And it was quite interesting to hear him talk about everything, because he was talking about his label and his business and all those things. And he was quite quick. As footballers go, high-profile footballers go, he was quick to get into YouTube, he was quick to start his own fashion label, like it or not, and he's done okay with those things, right? So he has an understanding of business a little bit, okay? The other thing is that in that interview, he was talking about Sir Alex Ferguson and what he was impressed with by him. And the big thing that he was impressed with was how important it is to delegate and to delegate properly. And in that role, I think what directors of football don't understand a lot of the time is understanding of what they should control and what they should allow others to control. And I think I think he might actually not be as bad as people would think, because I think he would understand that. He also has an understanding of Man United in terms of their whole vision, West Ham in terms of bringing through youth and that whole vision as well. So I don't think it'd be the worst fit.
What do they do?
Directors of football.
Yeah, they sign players, don't they?
Directors. So I remember the Brentford director of football going through it. So your coach concentrates. So Solskjaer concentrates on week by week, game by game.
Management and
yeah. And then the director of football is going season by season. And then your CEO or your top guy is looking at the whole thing, the long-term thing. So this person shouldn't get bogged down in the yearly aims really too much, unless they need to get in maybe a 6-month cycle instead of a whole year.
Yeah.
And then the director of football shouldn't get involved in the week-to-week thing.
So this is interesting. The Martin Jol. Whenever we've had a director of football at Spurs, it hasn't really worked. It's always become a problem. And I think the directors of football have to be able to get on with the manager, have a really good relationship with the manager. Spurs had one. We had Comely, who's been onto many clubs, obviously a talented guy. And Martin Jol and him hated each other, and that's why he had to leave the club in the end. Comely used to come in, he was young guy, stand in, and he's like this in the changing room.
His dick out. As
Martin Jol was starting to give a team talk, Martin Jol looked at him and went, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Listen." He goes, "Fuck off." And that was the last time we spoke to each other.
Wow.
And that was that. I don't know. I don't think the problem.
I think
there's bigger problems than the director of football at Man United. And
I think he was one of the biggest problems.
We do need a director of football, but Rio Ferdinand is not the person.
Yeah, you did when you had an actual football manager.
I guess
but now that they've got.
Well, no, now more than ever, Solskjaer is not going to be the guy.
But I'm saying, it won't make no difference now.
So Flav's the priority of it has been usurped by Solskjaer being inept.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying.
Exactly. But you need to. Obviously, the manager's the most important appointment. Fix that, then fucking.
Mate,
don't worry about.
The manager. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, a bit of balls from Tanvir. Love that.
Big
balls.
We just need like 6 new players in the summer. A director of football.
Mould.
A new right back.
Imagine Pochettino just went out and got it. I just need 6 new players.
Wing.
16 players.
6 new players.
16.
Did you say 16?
No.
6, yeah.
I said 6.
Wankor podcast. That's what we asked you last week.
Oh.
Let's get into the bits now.
Is this becoming a thing? Wankor podcast?
No. This is a one-off thing. We asked you, because there was a comment, wasn't it? Someone saying he's got the tissues ready, but then he gets the one for the weekend notification bell. What do?
You just have a quick knock one out and then watch it.
Well, people got in touch and let us know. Joseph Liff said, I would pleasure myself first to rid myself of the ungodly thoughts during the podcast, which deserves my full attention. Hashtag
ungodly.
Wankor podcast. Cast 1994, Wankor podcast. Even if I was a Babylonian king with a harem in the Hanging Gardens, I would order them all out so I could listen to the big dogs talk about football. I love that.
I like that.
AXZ60. This has happened to me several times as I'm single and during exam season. I normally wank first so I can enjoy the one for the weekend in peace. When I did decide to watch the podcast first, I kept thinking about Flav ranting during my session of self-care, which isn't really a turn on. Oh. Sorry, Flav. Maybe if you had more feminine features, I would be more accepting to your presence in my mind.
Yeah, fair enough.
You okay with that?
Yeah, of course.
Now this one.
Do you know what you found, like, when, like, your peak levels of performance, not just sexual, I'm just saying, whatever you're about to do, when you haven't knocked one out for a while.
Right.
Like, so I can concentrate better if you're wanking all the time. It's sort of like it saps your energy. It's like
your mental energy.
Well, it just after sex or having a wank, you just feel a bit like lethargic. But when I think it's about when you try, like, when you pull in women and you really want to have sex, you're on your A game, aren't you?
Yeah, you're on the hunt.
Yeah, you're on the hunt. If you went in the toilet to the club and knocked one out, you wouldn't be going out there going, "Oh, I'm just gonna go home."
Yeah.
But so it's a mental thing as well.
Yeah, what is it? You come back out and one lads
way
go.
Too long. You're just at home wanking every day.
No, I'm not. The older you get, the less that's an issue, and it's just showing my age.
I love the idea of you having a wank in the club and then coming out and lads going, so what do you think about her? I don't know, she's got a nice personality.
I want to go. She seems lovely.
Yeah, she's got a really nice soul.
Yeah, like
I'd love to go for coffee with her.
I can go for 4 or 5 days sometimes.
It's a long wank.
And but when I do, I'll go big. When I do.
What do you mean you go big?
You really treat yourself.
I sit down 4 or 5 hours. It's big.
Just slow strokes.
No, I don't. I'd much rather just just make love to my beautiful woman than not one out. Some women have big issue with it.
What?
Some have an issue about their blokes wanking.
Right.
What does your?
I don't.
You ever talked about?
I
don't.
Whatever.
She won't watch it. I think she's okay. She's okay with it.
She understands it.
It's
a different thing.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about it or know about it.
I know. Right, fair enough.
Do you chat with Ollie about it?
No, of course not.
Have you ever chatted about it?
About what? Like how often I wank?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. You're just quite an open guy.
I am an open guy, and I would happily talk to. I don't care about that stuff. But
just sits down at the dinner table. All right, not one out.
But I do care about her feelings and what she wants to talk about. So I don't say everything I want.
What a nice guy.
Yeah. Andrew Ryan, this is the last one. Just checking in.
Tricky though. Once you've had.
Oh my God! Let us move on.
When there's kids around, sex becomes difficult.
I'm gonna clip that one. I'm gonna clip that.
Oh no! You've never.
I didn't. What I mean is, it's hard to find the privacy with your girlfriend when there's kids around. Not.
You should have just let us move on.
I wanted to qualify that.
Yeah, no, I think it's important you did. Sponsored by 888. Andrew Ryan, just checking in. Never had a wank over anything football related, but in 2011, I was sat on a couch with a lady friend watching the Real Madrid versus Spurs match. One thing led to another, and me and the lady ended up entertaining ourselves, but over the arm of the couch, so I could keep an eye on the match, as I really like Real and couldn't stand Spurs under Redknapp. Anyway, when Ronaldo volleyed in the winner to put Real 4-0 up, the TV show showed up a close-up of Redknapp. The image of that fat, jowly, melted mess of a face having its heart broken was too much for me. I'm not ashamed to say that I spaffed all over the place. It was a good day, a strange day, and one that left me with some questions that could only be answered by some serious soul searching, but still a good day.
That's such a good one.
That Redknapp's face made him come.
Crazy. Big Dog.
Yeah.
You know last week?
Yeah, he responded. Big Dog!
Big Dog in every day.
Last week we were talking about Mohamed Salah. And not Mohamed Salah, Champagne.
Yeah.
And you let your community down.
My community?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
Because you're a Muslim.
I mean, I was.
He's not anymore.
Well, you need to make your mind up quickly because you're getting things wrong on the podcast.
He's constantly getting things wrong. Like,
that's true.
And not just that, he's never made his mind up.
Well, speaking of which, we're about to get to the team of the decade.
I'm going to about 4 different hells.
He's had about 4 different religions.
Oh yeah. Nadia, what's your favourite? What's your favourite at the moment?
I'm just hopping around, soul search.
Yeah. He's finding himself.
That was
living his best life.
One of the best conversations because he was a little bit kind of crestfallen by this. I shouldn't be drinking, I shouldn't be smoking. We're like, mate, firstly, none of it's true. You're fine.
I didn't say that.
Secondly, you've broken every rule, every religion you've ever been a part of. So he adopts Islam and goes, right, I'm a good Islam, I'm a good Muslim.
I was really good at it for like 6 months.
Yeah, I gave it a real go.
And then Cheltenham come round and he starts betting. We're like, you're adopting these religions and then fucking them. And just so you're going to hell.
And then I kept my fast for every single day of Ramadan. And then I broke it on the last day with a £1/4 pounder.
It's like you definitely make your wife worse.
Hey, you're just figuring it out.
I'm just giving it a go, really. It's like a free trial. I was just giving it a go.
Yeah. He's like, I can't drink. And I was like, it's not real.
That's what people choose to believe is what they choose to believe.
4 drinks in 20 minutes. That's how it goes.
I remember him just finding Big Dog just outside, sitting on the curb. I was about 5 gin and tonics or whatever it is, just smoking, staring into the abyss like a homeless man. I just looked at him and went, Tam's had a good time. Very funny.
Ali El Arabi, because we're talking about non-alcoholic champagne. I just thought you're going to learn something here. On the non-alcoholic champagne thing, not only do Muslims not drink it, but they're also not supposed to be in close proximity to it if they get sprayed with it. So I think it's a good idea.
What was...
Last week, it was a disappointing headline was that they were getting rid of all champagne. All alcoholic champagne, sorry. And we were saying, like, chill out, but actually, it makes a good point. Well done, the FA. Three cheers for the...
Nah.
Team of the decade.
A good point. You might get sprayed with a bit of alcohol.
I mean, if he's Muslim, he's not going to like that, is he?
No, I fully appreciate he wouldn't like it, but I think Allah is not going to look down at that and go,
Oh, God.
well, other guy sprayed you and a bit went on you. That's not your fault, obviously.
That's not the point, is it, Flav?
No, that is the point. That is the point. It's about intent and context, isn't it?
It's about respect as well.
Yeah, but it's also everybody has to change what they do because you might get
But it's an easy change that doesn't actually have to affect the way people act. They still pop the bottle.
Yeah, it literally makes no difference.
Yeah, I think it's a really good thing.
Even if, it's fine. Let's move on.
Oh, it's fine now, is it?
What do you mean?
Anyway, team of the decade. Speaking of Tanvi getting things wrong, do you know what our most liked comment was last week? We're working on a team of the decade, guys. By the way,
no one knows what's going on with this.
Well, they do.
There's four different.
We've got
teams. I don't know where we're at.
It's one team. One team
I'm
of the decade. That's
There's
it.
definitely 2 teams.
I was going to do team of the season, but
there was like a player of the year. There was like a
player of the
team.
year came out last
there was
year.
like
Last week.
There was like a. I don't know what we're doing.
Chill out.
Have we mentioned this?
No, we haven't.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's know.
Found it outside, guys. Found it
Cacti.
outside.
Cacti.
It's ours now.
We've taken it, so hopefully if someone comes in here, they'll probably be a bit
All right, Tanvi, shush now.
Wow.
Oh,
Behind the camera on the front.
big doll.
Team of the decade. We've been working up. If you want to see what the team of the decade is so far, head over to the One for the Weekend fan page, which is a Twitter account which is on 400 odd followers now. Well done for all your hard work. That bloke. Don't know his name.
Welsh.
Yeah, all I know is he's Welsh. But yeah, well done, mate. But yeah, 68 likes. On the team of the decade last week, Tanvi, who's had a bit of a nightmare with the different names, put people like Seamus and Coleman in the voting. Getting names wrong, forgetting names. Last week, he said...
What did you just write?
Mate, I couldn't remember what you guys talked about, so I was just like, oh shit, let me just put some... And I forgot to put the poll up as well. So
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been terrible. This week, he wrote, at the start of it, what did you write, Tanvi? Can you remember?
I've done it right this time.
I've done it right this time, he said. Okay? He said, I've done it right this time.
I also told Jim not to delete his one.
I'd done it.
Because I've done it.
You've done it, Kieran.
I've done it. He went, no, I've done it because I've done it right this time. So he's done the poll
And you was like, well, I have faith in you.
for midfielders.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and he deleted, and Jim deleted it.
I believe in you. Give the guy a chance. And anyway, the answer was, it was on centre midfielders. So who are our 2 centre midfielders? And with 45% of the vote, Yaya Toure is one of our centre midfielders. And in second place was Kante with 27%.
Fair enough.
Third place was KDB, and then Fabregas and Deli, spelled D-E-L-I.
We're actually a football channel. You can't get that wrong.
So, Jay Spearing 13, he said the comment, I've done it right this time in the poll, spells Deli wrong.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time to edit the pod when we do it on Thursday.
True. That is true.
Yeah, but it's the same amount of letters.
Yeah, that is true.
I was just rushing.
Right.
Yeah. Attacking midfielders or wingers this time. We've got 2 spaces available. Going through the PFA Team of the Year, through the decade. Milner and Valencia were the wingers first week.
Huh?
Milner and Valencia were the wingers in 2010.
Fuck.
Milner, what a decade he's had.
Mate, he's...
What a guy.
He has carved out a brilliant career.
Yeah. Bale and Nani are in the next year.
Bit better.
Bale's in it again with Hazard this time, the year after.
That's nice.
Pretty
2
strong,
dirty
isn't it? Very
wingers,
nice.
isn't it?
Strong. Coutinho, I've got to put 3 for the next year. Hazard was voted again, but Coutinho and Sanchez were then in the team. Sanchez was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He was good.
Brilliant.
Coutinho, Was he ever as good when you're talking about all these other players
the season before he left, he was brilliant for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I thought that was their undoing. And then they just got better.
Yeah. Payet and Mahrez. Payet was something else.
Yeah, and Morris, that's good.
Mane and Hazard again. So Hazard's been in 3 times. And Silva and Eriksen.
Right,
last year.
I've got the 2.
Got the 2 that you'd like to put forward?
Yeah.
Just a side note, Ozil's never been in it.
He's not influential enough. Good player, don't be wrong.
Do you know what I think that says it all, unfortunately?
Yeah.
On Ozil.
And that's why he's content to stay at Arsenal.
Yeah. Because I'd be intrigued to know if anyone can make an actual case for Ozil to be
No one can.
team of the decade as one of our 2 super winners.
Robbie Lyle, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember he once told me that Mustafi was the best. Do you remember? I was good because I thought I was remembering it wrong.
You Decide.
It was a You Decide old video,
Great format.
and he said Mustafi was the best, one of the best defenders in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So he might be able to do it. But my 2. And I don't think anyone can argue with this. Hazard for sure has to be.
Yeah.
And Bale.
You're having Hazard and Bale. Okay. We're allowed 5, are we, on a poll?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that? You know when people go yeah, but they don't know. He doesn't know. We think it's 5. Hopefully it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. So I'm going to put forward. If you go on a one-season wonder, someone who I was just like, oh my god, this guy's a joke. Payet's right up there.
But not for like an entire decade.
But he did do it with
longevity,
lesser players around him.
True.
And Bale carried Spurs for 2 seasons.
Mahrez had. It was 1 season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where he's on fire.
Sanchez did it over way more, like quite a few seasons.
Sanchez did it over probably 2, maybe 3 seasons. He was amazing.
We're putting Sanchez in.
And then David Silva.
Silva's
the entire decade's been brilliant. Silva is a nominee.
Yeah.
So Bale, Hazard, Silva, 2 spaces left. Milner for longevity?
No.
Sanchez has to be on that.
Sanchez, put him in.
Okay, Sanchez can go in. So now...
The problem is people are so reactive and have short memories.
People only go off what they see now.
They're good, well, he's shit now, so he wasn't good then.
Yeah, but he was. He
was
probably at times the best player in the league.
Best player alongside Hazard,
Yeah. And actually, So one last one. I think options, the options that are left are Milner, Valencia, Nani, Coutinho, Mahrez, Payet, Mane, Eriksen. I'm going to go Payet. I would go Payet. He was so good.
1 season.
Yeah.
2 seasons. And he got pissy, didn't he? And then he went in January. So season and a half.
I think you should look at Eriksen. He won't get it, but you should look at Eriksen. His return, his figures, his assists and goals, just been consistent over. It's just not exciting. I know. He's not the right type of player to get it.
You asked for Sanchez, so it's my choice, Payet.
Go on.
I want Payet.
Okay,
right.
fair enough.
Soz.
That's very fair.
Soz.
Well, what did you pick last year?
Oh,
Who did you pick last week? Fucking Jota or someone. Jimenez. Player of the year.
New bits.
Done it again.
Quick fire new bits. Get your bits out for the lads. Get your bits out for the lads. Nathans 365. Please, can we have a new feature called The Faces of Jim? I know of one man who is a taller bearded version of James. Also, I've seen someone on Twitter with the same face as him. So I thought this little...
I saw your doppelganger in Victoria.
Mate, my entire adult life, literally like once a month, someone goes, I know someone who's exactly like and I think it's just because I've got like a doughy face. So people they sort of merge into whatever they want. Mental. Anyway, I thought I'll be fun.
I'd be interested. You going to Pride, right? And dressing up.
We've done that, haven't we?
Dressing up as a lesbian. No, but that was you just dressed up in a Lederhouse, and I literally thought you were going to get raped. It was ridiculous.
I got touched anyway. It actually made me feel really sad.
Doesn't it?
Someone picked my mum and I went,
yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, you're being objectified. So don't. Does that not give you an insight into what it might be like for women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it blows my mind that men are stupid enough to think that pinching a girl's bum is going to work.
Yeah. It was the worst one, the scariest one, was when the man just came up to you and went, "Ugh!" Do you remember?
That didn't happen, did it?
That 100% happened. You were using a Lederhosen, and he came up with me.
I don't think that happened.
And he was like, "Ugh!" I swear to God, you were pretty pissed. Ask anyone, and your mate, Jake,
Yeah.
Because he looked like a big bear. That men loved him there. And I was walking around with a sticker on my back saying, "Come in me, bro," for ages.
That's
Nice.
That's
yeah,
true.
I was just walking around Pride. Sticker said, "Come in me, bro."
So, screenshot me now. Who do I look like?
Definitely, the bush lesbian is the best one.
Yeah. All
All right.
Simon Batchelor said, right, starting something new here. Quote of the week from the podcast. This week it was, what's the point of playing that game? They might as well not even play. Which is you last week.
What was that?
I do like the idea of that. Quote of the week. What is the stupidest thing that we say?
Yeah.
And last one. Oh, this is a general thing for the comments. Anonymous Yid said, just checking in, brackets, unpopular opinion. They should make a new rule next season in the Prem where if you don't spend a certain amount of time in the opposition's final third, you get a points deduction. Would be a simple way of eradicating teams like Burnley and Brighton, or forcing them to adapt into enjoyable teams to watch.
Yeah.
That sounds like exactly what something like Flav would write.
So that's a stupid rule.
No, it isn't. That's exactly what we need.
No, it's not.
It is.
Because do you know what it'll do? People will then just lump it into the opposition's half, just so that it's in the opposition's half. They'll stop playing from the back.
Good point.
But what I do like is the idea of new rules. Not rules that would make it better or worse, just a new rule we'd like to see.
It's so interesting.
Random.
And we're not talking about shitty little rules like the position of the hand in the box, whether or not it's a handball. Like, massive rule.
Yeah. I'm amazed that it hasn't become a thing, is free goal football. I think it'd be great. It'd be mental. The tactics would be insane. You've got 3 teams of 7, 3 goals, 3 balls. It'd be brilliant.
I don't think it's possible.
Or maybe just 1 ball, but 3 goals and 3 teams. What would you do? Because teams would
team
ally,
yeah,
and then go for the other team. It'd be amazing.
3 balls. I don't think there could be any tactics. I don't think it's too complex.
Okay, 1 ball then.
1 ball. That would
2
be,
balls maybe. There'd be a bit like deception. There could be some sort of deception. 3 would be chaos.
I'd watch it for a bit, and then I'd think this is shit.
Yeah, a bit like on Channel 4 they had trampoline basketball. No, was it trampoline basketball? Yeah, it was trampoline basketball. There was some amazing slam dunks, but after a while it got boring.
Yeah, this is stupid.
Yeah. Gloriously homoerotic pictures of the week. Had this a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought it's worth it because I like the subtlety of it. So you see it on your screen now. I think you enjoy that. There's a bit of writing above it as well. I think there's a bit of context there. Scroll down a bit.
All right, it says, Kenny Dalglish climbs out of the bath, having been thrown in by his players after the Barclays League Division 1 match between Liverpool and Derby at Anfield on May the 1st, 1990.
The enjoyable things, Ian Rush, isn't it?
That's...
Just chilling out. You're not seeing anything.
Yeah.
But you're seeing everything.
How small his legs are.
I know, he's so skinny.
Yeah, Ian Huey is great. Ian Rush was really good forward.
I saw him at the end of his career and he was crap.
Yeah,
so I saw him at like tail end of Liverpool, and then he went to Newcastle and Leeds, and he was so bad at Leeds. He scored like 1 goal.
Yeah.
And he was just spent.
It's just the way. It's
But
also like Dalglish is like resigning. All right, I'll go on then, get out of the bloody bath. Why is it? Oh, I don't understand it with Ian Rush. He's sitting there, he's drinking a can of beer. Fine, get it. If you're not in the bath, you have a towel on. You don't get in the bath and then just sit on the side of the bath
that is weird.
and just sit naked.
That is strange.
Like, what?
Yeah.
There was like this.
He's probably get a verruca on his bum.
Probably, yeah, and that's grimy, yeah. You know, the other thing is, Jim,
Yes,
there was a bloke in my gym that I used to go to.
What, when you were getting hench?
Yeah,
kettlebelling.
Wamp City. No, long time ago, long when I actually hadn't given up. This bloke would spend too long naked, in my opinion.
In the
There's
gym. Every gym's got a guy.
Yeah.
Every gym's got a guy.
He was a Greek guy, and he had a massive wang.
Was he hairy? The Greek men often are.
I don't remember, not especially, about a standard level for a Greek man.
Sure.
He would put his socks on, and not his pants, and just stay naked for too long. Like, what was his?
When do you put your socks on? Last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than a man walking around with socks on. Like, it's not sexy, is it?
Just socks.
Yeah, just socks. Like, if my missus around, I'd never put socks on, pull them up, and then.
If you're about to make love to your wonderful fiancée,
take
would
the
you
socks.
take your socks off?
Obviously,
Always take them off.
You look ridiculous if you're standing
It's not
there
integral,
on the
though, is
side
it?
of the bed.
It's not necessary.
And you've got a pair of socks on.
Nothing but socks and trainers.
Yeah, you just because I spent 300 quid on these tablets. I'm keeping them on.
Fresh sneaks, B.
Fresh sneaks, B.
I do miss the porn where the men kept their trainers and socks on.
Nah, the best ones are when they've got like Timberlands on and they just keep them on.
yeah, sweating like God knows.
Yeah.
Just a pair of jeans.
Just checking in. Sign at the game. Still pushing this. Still pushing this, but we've had a little breakthrough from Ryan Mulligan, and this could be historic. Right. He said, lads, I'm heading to Liverpool versus Wolves game.
Wolves.
Last game of the season. I'm row 3 of the Cop. If we win the league, look out for the just checking in signage.
You're gonna win the league. Just do it anyway.
But imagine if they did win the league and he's there and we've got our place in history. And mate, please make it really big, really obvious. Because people will be like, the world over, people are going, what's that? Oh my God, on my mind, I'll explode.
That would
well,
be
I'm
funny.
watching it. We're watching it, and they go to the crowd now. The iconic Cop. There's one bloke. Ryan, mate, please.
I think I'd probably get it framed for the office.
Mate, actually, that's such a good point. I would massively get it framed.
Also,
please do it, Ryan.
Also, I would actually like Liverpool to win the league if that happens. I'd take that.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Flames advice time, and it's a glorious one. First of all, Meadow Day update. Remember to start the podcast ourselves?
So this is the...
The guy was going to a day...
formal?
Yeah, we're going to a meadow. No. The guy
the meadow game. Yeah.
Someone said, are you going on a date with a dog?
There's an update to that?
Yeah. Matt Layton.
Yeah.
Just checking in. It's a quick
dog
one.
for a walk.
It's a quick one. Just checking in, James. Thanks for reading out the comment and your expert advice. First date went amazing. Turns out the meadow wasn't even a meadow. It was just the name of a place in town. Already sorted a second date.
So hang on, he thought he was going for a walk around the field, but it was actually she wanted to go to a bar.
Yeah, that's like Meadow Hall or something like that. Right. For the record, she's not a dog.
Okay.
Just wanted to clear that up. Right, here we go. James Allen.
The guy.
Now, James Allen, we've been concentrating on him for a few weeks now in Flames Advice, and there's a girl he likes. He was taking her to the formal. She was a skier. She'd been to Colorado, but he was bursting with love. Bursting with love for her. He tried to lift his Instagram game to make her a little bit jealous because she reads his stories. He was trying everything. But the formal was on the horizon, and there was an olive branch that had been offered to him in terms of the fact that there was a party on the Saturday night prior to the formal, which was on the Monday this week.
Yeah.
What should he do? In that situation, we said, just relax. She's going to the formal. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, she's already accepted your invite to go to the formal, so there's not a problem. Yeah,
but he was nervous about the party.
I understand that.
So, update 1, which was on Saturday night after the party. Hi guys, I'm writing this one on Sunday after the party, and I wish I came with good news, but I didn't. The party itself was pretty good, but I got anxious as fuck there and hardly talked to her all night. I know how big of an opportunity this was, and I've blown it. If there's anything I can take from the party, it's what not to do tomorrow night. I'm going to go in on Monday, just be myself and try and live my best life, as you've been saying.
Cool.
I've lost the first leg, but the tie isn't over. I'll check in with you guys on Tuesday over how the formal went, and I'll DM you, James, any photos or even possible recordings from the night. Because Flav asked for a recording. Cheers as always for the advice, James. Update 2. This comes after the formal. Formal's been and gone now, guys. Update 2. And there's a photo as well, which that's why I just giggled, because I just caught the picture. Have you seen the picture since it's been done up?
No.
Amazing.
No, don't look at it now.
I'm writing to comment the day after the formal, and I'd just like to thank you too, and of course the whole community, for the support. Well, I left it until the last minute, but I plucked up the courage to ask her. We were waiting to get picked up, and I just slipped in a little.
What?
Hey, I've really enjoyed tonight.
Oh, I thought you
I know. Yeah, I know. Suspense.
A little digit.
Yeah. Just slipped in a little finger. She was a bit confused. You joked at that first.
Jim.
You said did you? You said did you?
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
said did you?
I'm not doing a podcast with a sex pest.
Oh,
Jim.
you said did you?
That's not alright.
That ain't
I
alright.
thought we were going with a joke there.
They are underage, Jim.
Are they?
Yes.
I don't think they are underage. I
mate.
don't think they are underage. I don't think they are. But I apologise. I take that back. Sit down.
No.
Mate, go and get in the camera.
Come sit down.
I know, like this is.
It is quite.
You ruined James Allen's moment.
Sorry, James. Yeah. Go on.
He slipped in a little comment. Hey, I've really enjoyed tonight. I know you're really busy and all with your sport, but I was wondering if maybe you wanted to get breakfast with me sometime before school.
Son,
my guy.
Before school.
So saucy. My heart froze for a second. Dripping in sauce. Dripping in sauce.
Yeah, I know.
Say it.
The drip is so saucy.
Dripping so saucy. Thank you. My heart froze for a second. Say it.
Dripping so saucy. Go on.
My heart froze for a second. All the hours of getting the angle right for the photo on my story, listening back to your advice, and of course being an anxious muppet was down to this. She looked at me and said, I'll have to check when I'm free, but that sounds great. She said yes.
Good.
I know it might seem very simple for people like the big dog, but overcoming my anxiety like that is quite rare for me, and I'm so glad I did, and I couldn't have done it without all of you.
Amazing,
I
James.
sent you some photos from the night, Jim, but unfortunately I don't have a voice recording. Sorry, mate.
Why is there a picture?
Thanks again. I'll make sure to check in the comments with how we're going. So he did send us a photo, but we don't want to show the young lady because she's not aware of any of this, this bizarre nonsense.
Yeah.
Not nonsense, it's important to.
Yeah.
But so what we've done is, I think actually James did it himself, bless him. He put Flav and Tanvir's faces on it. And what I've realised is actually this will be the first reveal of Tanvir's face properly, won't it?
No.
And what a better way than on the head of a 17-year-old girl. So they were there at the formal.
I think we look cute together, man.
They do look good together, don't they?
No, what about me and Flav?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Do you want a pump later?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. You can take me to one of your saunas.
Yeah, big dog loves a sauna.
Loves a sauna.
Oh,
Loves getting worn out.
dripping so sauna.
Saucy.
So well done to James Allen.
Just like, no
Hope
more.
it works out.
No more dick.
Mate, what?
What? Sorry.
Big dog loves a sauna, just to be clear.
Dripping.
We move on to one quick one, very, very quick one, and then that'll be the end of this podcast because it feels like a bumper edition for sure. Oscar F. This is a few, it might have been a few weeks ago, but I feel like it's important. We've got a bit of a backlog, but don't worry, we'll get through them all. Love the podcast. The first one I've watched. Hashtag Flames Advice. I've liked this girl for a good year or so, but we haven't really spoken consistently. However, recently, I made more of an effort, and we spoke frequently for a few weeks. However, she held a party recently, and I got very drunk. And while she took me outside,
Okay.
so I didn't throw up in her house, I then proceeded to go on and on about how she liked this other guy who others tell me she fancies. This pissed her off quite badly, and since then we haven't spoken. Do I just leave it now as I've blown it, or give it another go? Cheers, lads. P.S. I'm in my last year of sixth form with exams in 4 weeks, so I've also been told she wants to wait until after those. But is it worth it with uni coming so soon?
Yeah, nah.
First of all, let's say the drunken mishap happens. It
happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Happens to everyone.
I was a serial drunk texter back in the day. I was awful for it.
And would you wake up in the morning and go, oh shit?
I just go, no. And at the time, I always got, she'll like this. And I think I almost got to a point where like, I've got the excuse of, God, I was hammered last night. Ignore me. But it never worked.
Yeah.
No.
So at the time, you thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to hide behind that. But I've still been able to tell her how I feel a little bit.
Yeah.
But it never
No.
works.
I'm more of a serial drunk caller.
Yeah?
Like,
It's
it's like I'll leave a party at like 5 a.m.
Yeah,
and
you'll be like,
I'll check my phone.
you said it was a 24-hour sauna.
And I've called
Open up!
No, I'm outside.
I've checked my call logs and I've called this girl like 5 times at like 6 a.m. and we've had like 6 30-second conversations.
Really? Go on. What's the 30-second conversation?
And I'm like, so obviously I've not remembered him. So I've called her. I called her the next day. I'm like, so what did we actually talk about? She's like, nothing. You were talking and you were like stumbling somewhere, and then you just hang up and then you call me like 30 seconds later on. I'm like,
yeah. Like if you're drunk, and there's a girl you like or a boy, don't
avoid it.
Just do not wait. Nothing can't wait till tomorrow, and you'll be glad you didn't. Just remember that. Have that in your head. Do not send a text.
Yeah, and do you know what I started to do? Write down their number, and then on the night out, delete her number.
Oh, no.
If there's someone that you're worried about, you're going to text. Write down their number so you've got it. You can put it back in your phone the next day.
Jim, you must have been really bad to have gone to that extent.
I was really bad at it. Really bad at it. But yeah, that's a good way of getting around it if you're that guy.
To be fair, like being drunk, it happens. I picked up this girl that I really liked by being very drunk, and it's
Picked
because
her up?
we got very close because basically one time I must have told her like, oh, like you're really nice, this, that, the other. But I was
were you
completely
signing the
pissed.
survey?
And she was like, oh, you're not gonna remember any of this in the morning, like this, that, the other. And I made sure like I went to every single one of my friends. I was like, make sure you tell me this in the morning, you fucking pricks. And then I remembered, and then she was very impressed.
You still with her?
No.
How long was you with her before you got bored?
About a week or 2.
That's the big dog.
Just move on to that's the life he lived.
Big
It's
dog
not
in
his
I mean-
fault though. It's not his fault.
No,
It's just.
I just want to clarify. I
can't-
was in a relationship for a long time.
You can't be a big-
I can be.
You can't be a big dog without behaving like the big dog.
Yeah.
So it's not his fault. No one will blame you for that.
When you're a big dog, some people are going to get slobbered on.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Life of a big dog, isn't it?
The big dog needs to wag his tail.
For Oscar, quickly, does he leave it or not?
Yeah, leave it. Forget it.
It's over?
You're literally going to university. There's so much to do there.
Yeah.
Literally. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, chill out. It's not going to work out.
Plus, if you really actually like her, just play the long game. In that case,
Don't get stuck in a relationship before you go to university. Do not. Go to university, fill people up. No.
And you walked off when I did that.
No, I don't mean fill people up like willingly, like
Willingly
with consent.
with consent. Yeah.
We are consensual
You can
kings.
fill them up and then fill them up.
Oh.
That's disgusting, isn't it? Just like don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But if you're desperate to, just it doesn't matter because you're going. So you might text her and just say, look, I know I was saying all that drunk shit. I got really drunk. I'm still into you. If you want to bang, that's good.
I fucking meant all of it. I meant every single word of it.
If you got, it's all good. If she says no, there's nothing. It doesn't matter, does it?
In town for 3 weeks, 1 a turn.
I think sometimes we've got to give clear advice, and sometimes it's not what they want to hear. I think you're just going to do what you want. You don't care enough. The point of it, it's over, mate. Leave it. That's the advice.
I do care.
You'll see.
I'm just
you'll
saying
see
that
her
you're
around
going
after
to
uni.
He
university.
shouldn't care. That's what you're saying.
You're saying, yeah, you shouldn't care. Just text her and say, look, remember I was drunk. I was a fucking idiot, but I still want to bang.
I said, want to bang.
I want to bang. So if you're cool with that, let's meet up and then. But you're going to university. You should be focusing on that because that's the most exciting thing. And I swear to God, within a week, you will not think about her.
Yeah, absolutely true.
You'll probably be going to the SDI clinic. So always rub her up.
Yes, absolutely. Always rubber.
I've got to go.
Yeah. So, final bits of admin. Go comment on that 888 video for us. Link is in the description. And also, email the One for the Weekend Live.
Fax us.
That's One for the Weekend Live at Gmail. Send your pigeons there. And just tell us if you would be up for it. If I get 60, we'll do it, mate.
Just DM you. Just DM me.
Nah, because it's easier this way.
Mate,
It's
there's
easier
literally like 70 people on Twitter in the DMs thing.
But I need to know that they're 18.
I've just seen a message from my missus that's got me quite excited.
What is it?
I think I'm gonna have
Made a
sex
curry. Made a curry.
later. We're gonna have sex later.
Tune in next week to find out if Flav had sex tonight.